Hello there, everyone. Welcome to another great video game ideas and I use video GVGINU for short. As always, I'm Andre, and it is a very, very special pleasure to be able to share my thoughts with you. Um, I I found out about the Huffington Post article about Nintendo's strong female characters, and oh man, I know you can see the image of this one paragraph that is completely screwed up. But what I'm going to do is read the article by Miss Alexis Kleinman, who apparently has no idea of what goes on in the video game industry, but wanted to share her opinion based on nothing other than some visual images and some easy to misconstrue information. So, let me dive right in. Okay. On Tuesday, Nintendo emailed me saying it was celebrating Women's History Month. How? By putting some of its female characters on Rosie the Riveter style posters. It's a cute idea, but there's one big issue. Nintendo doesn't really have many powerful or playable female characters. This is already factually incorrect, but I will keep on going, and that's all I got to say. Paving the way for diverse and interesting female protagonists in video games, Nintendo has picked a few of their popular leading ladies that merit this recognition for the month that honors outstanding women, the email reads. Those diverse and interesting female protagonists include a pink version of a toadstool. No, a toad. Not a toadstool, a toad. Obviously, you don't know the characters or anything about them. And a pink version of a bomb called Toadette and Bombette. Yes, Toadette is a character from the Super Mario franchise, and Bombette is a character from the Paper Mario series of games. And this is what you see on the screen right now. Here's a full list of female characters that Nintendo intends on celebrating for Women's History Month. Tetra from The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker HD or Legend of Zelda Wind Waker period. Obviously, you don't know that there are two versions of the game out. Toadette from the Mario series, Bayonetta from Bayonetta, self-titled, Rosalina from the Mario series, Lucina from Fire Emblem, Samus Aran from Metroid, and Bombette from Paper Mario. Have you heard of these characters? Didn't think so. Hold on, no, darling. I'm sorry, and I use that term so lovingly. No, darling, you don't know these characters. I mean, personally haven't really played the Paper Mario games. Not that I haven't been interested, but there were other things that were more interesting to me. And I knew who the hell Bombette was. Toadette just got put in a game as a playable character in Captain Toad's Treasure Tracker. She actually has a decent role in the game. She's obviously, that shows that not only Captain Toad is the one that is capable of collecting those special stars that he gives to Mario, Toadette's out there questing and finding them too. I mean, people. Then Samus Aran, of all characters, you don't know who Samus Aran is? I'm sorry. I can forgive not knowing who Toadette is. I can forgive not knowing who Bombette is. I can even forgive not knowing who Rosalina is, who's practically God in Super Mario Galaxy, by the way. I can even forgive not knowing who Lucina is. But Samus fucking Aran. How do you not know who Samus Aran is? She is probably one of the most profound female characters in gaming, simply because of her very first game, Metroid, where you didn't even know who the hell she was until you beat the fucking game. In this, you can't tell who she is until you beat the game. You don't know she's a woman at all until you beat the game. Not to mention that, she's one of the most badass bounty hunter characters ever fucking created. She blows up fucking planets on a fucking whim without a starship. This woman does this shit on the daily Without a fucking starship, she goes in, infiltrates, gets the shit she needs, saves the people she needs to save, blows the fucking place up, and gets the fuck out. You can't tell me that's not a strong fucking woman. And yes, she deals with depression issues and other things like that like any other normal person. Oh, this is hilarious. And Tetra being Zelda. And I'll get down to where she talks about that because I don't want to spoil that a bit. Oh gosh, Samus Aran. You can't tell me you don't know who fucking Samus Aran is. There are people who don't play video games that know who Samus Aran is, which shows that this woman didn't do any fucking research whatsoever. Oops, knocked down my damn Iron Man Avengers cup. This shows that this woman didn't do any fucking research whatsoever. None. So you may also you may notice that one of Nintendo's most famous female characters, Princess Peach or Princess Toadstool, obviously you don't know the character, isn't included in this list. It's likely because she generally plays the damsel in distress. Oh my motherfucking... The simple reason as to why Bowser kidnaps Princess Peach is because if he doesn't, she'll be in his way of taking over the Mushroom Kingdom. Simple and done. If she's out the way, then he can take over the kingdom if he's not checked, which Mario does do on a regular basis, and he goes and gets Peach. Yeah, I do say that they make Peach out to be a dumbass sometimes, but she's probably far more important to the Mario series than Mario is himself. Moving on. Character rather than hero. Princess Peach appears in 15 Mario platform games, the ones where the characters jump from platform to platform. Wow. Did you really? Obviously, you don't understand gaming because you don't have to tell people, you don't have to describe to people what you're doing in the game if you tell them what type of game it is. Gosh, that was just... And is kidnapped in 13 of them. She's playable in only 2 of the Mario platform games. But she is playable in more Mario franchise games, if you paid attention. The ones she's not kidnapped in. She is, however, playable in the Mario Kart games, thankfully. What about Super Mario Strikers? What about Mario Party? I know I'm missing something. What about Super Princess Peach on the DS, where she wasn't kidnapped? I think she was actually saving Mario. Maybe you should do some research. Call yourself a journalist, but you don't actually look up the shit you're fucking talking about. It's also worth noting that one of Nintendo's featured characters, Tetra, is kidnapped in the game Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker and must be saved by a male character. Oh, you mean the one male character who is always saving Hyrule in general? Link, not a male character? Like, goddamn, like at least know the fucking character's name. Once it's revealed that she is actually Princess Zelda, Tetra is forbidden from leaving the castle since it's too dangerous. Not cool. Okay, hold on, lady here. Hold on. Did you forget the fact that while as Tetra, Zelda, even though she wasn't really a fighter, she was leading a band of pirates in a world full of water. She was one of the most respected characters in that game. And even though she doesn't fight, she helps and saves Link's ass multiple times in that motherfucking game. Again, something that someone who plays or at least is interested in the medium might actually know. And the reason that she cannot leave Hyrule Castle is because of the necessary need for her to be there in order for... gosh, I'm just like so twisted up on my words. The balance of power requires that she be there. She gives up her freedom to be a responsible heroine in that game. Like, and she completely, like, you just demean the character. Demean the character because you don't understand anything about the character. That's the best way to go. Oh, and I'm going to get to one of my favorite parts here. When the female characters aren't being saved, They're just what feminist media critic Anita Sarkeesian calls Miss Male characters, or female versions of an already established or default male characters, see Bombette and Toadette. These two are just pink versions of the male characters. Well, if you paid attention to Toadette, she actually seems to have a bit of a different personality than Toad. But I digress. This is someone who really doesn't know much about the character. And again, what do you have to say about Samus Aran? Nothing. Not a word. Not a thing. Because everything about Samus that you can look up instantly negates your dumbass point. And I'm sorry I'm cussing a lot, but this is one of those things that irritates the hell out of me. The biggest issue with this Miss Male character trope, as Sarkeesian says, is it makes the character's gender her most important quality. Male characters can have all sorts of personality traits that are expressed through their character's design, but when the character is female, that becomes her entire identity. Female characters are often just female rather than possessing any personality traits. Well, I guess you don't know who Laura Croft is, or I swear I've talked about this so many times. Jill Valentine, Claire Redfield, Rosalina, who you completely and conveniently neglected to talk about. Lucina from Fire Emblem, who you also conveniently neglected to talk about. Lynn from Fire Emblem, who you also, well, you didn't even mention her, but I guess that's also because she might not be a part of what they're talking about. Tifa from Final Fantasy. Let's see. Dang it, I'm trying to think. There's so many female characters out there. It's hard for me to just lock in on one that is an outstanding character that people just completely ignore. But then again, there's also these people who know nothing about video game history, care nothing about video game history, but want to tell us that the medium needs to be changed because of a few examples that can easily be disputed being sexually explicit, or just being the trope girl in the game. Even the more famous, developed characters are problematic in an unnecessary sexualization. And then she posts a clip of Bayonetta where you see an angel that was mimicking Bayonetta transform. But you also got to take in mind that Bayonetta, as a woman, is very self-aware. The character is self-aware. She knows who the fuck she is. She knows what the fuck she's doing. She's about her business. But that's wrong. It's wrong that she's sexy or she's sexualized. Like, she's not really sexualized because that's her personality. And I bet this woman that wrote this article knows nothing about the fact that Bayonetta was made by a female game designer. An attractive one at that. But she was made by a female game designer. I don't know why I said that. That kind of demeans my point. And I apologize to anybody listening. But Bayonetta was made by a female game designer. So obviously a woman put time into this female character's personality and traits. Wow. Studies have shown that sexualized portrayals of women in video games negatively influence people's perception of women in real life. Is this people playing the games, or is this people that are just looking in on the games outside the glass window? Because if you're asking people who actually play the games, you may get a different set of results. Because I can't think of any strong female lead character that I have thought negatively of when I've played any video games that have lead characters that are female. Like Valis, I love that series. I wish that would come back. Metroid, obviously. Fire Emblem, I haven't played much. I think I actually only played the original Game Boy Advance game. There's a lot to go on. But these people that know jack shit about anything are telling people who know the medium, who are invested they're invested heart and soul into this medium, that love it for what it is and we want to see it change for the better, but we don't want people to shoehorn their ideals into the fucking industry and say, oh, cause this is right because this is what I see is wrong with it. Like, yeah, you see one thing, but the people that are involved in it see a multitude of things that you, for some reason, can't comprehend. Moving on. So what's to be done? You have to admit that there's a problem before you can make a significant change. Gamers have admitted there's a problem. And we also, as gamers and game developers, are making the changes ourselves. But people like you who are watching from a glass window don't know that because you don't take the time to get involved in the medium, get involved in the industry, get involved with the gamers who are supporting it. By sending out this press release about all the steps Nintendo is making for women, Nintendo is minimizing the fact that women are not only underrepresented in games, but are also sexualized and marginalized in games. Have you ever talked to anyone from Nintendo staff, I wonder? Because Nintendo actually has a lot of women on their staff. Whether it be game designers, game testers, whether it be PR people, their staff is kind of broad, and there are a lot of women. And of course, we haven't even scratched the surface of female gamers' harassment in games and online. You know what? It happens to women, and it also happens to men. It shouldn't be just talking one-sided. Oh, women get harassed. This is the worst thing ever. Like, men get harassed too. What about children that get harassed online in games? These people, this single mindset of zoning in on one thing when there's a broader spectrum to be looked at, it just, infuriates me. It infuriates me to no end because I know how stupid this one-sided argument is. There are a few games that showcase powerful women characters. Games like The Last of Us. I haven't played The Last of Us, so I can't comment on that one. And Beyond Good and Evil. Beyond Good and Evil, which was a one-off that people have been asking for more of and haven't been seeing. Oh, another game that you forgot about a strong female protagonist. What about Eternal Darkness? Another game that Nintendo produced. Oh my gosh. And you completely and conveniently again left out Metroid, Fire Emblem, Legend of Zelda, because Zelda is one of the strongest female characters in gaming if you actually got to know the character rather than just a few things and images that you see or hear about. Rosalina from the Super Mario series. Another strong female character. She hasn't really been fleshed out much, but you can tell by her demeanor and her actions that she is a woman of integrity. And that she cares about things that are going on around her. Yeah. Really. The company did not respond when I expressed my concerns about this press release and asked if the company planned to include more female leads in future games. They're already doing it! They're already fucking doing it! So you're basically complaining about something that they're already doing, and they've already shown people that they're already doing. Yeah, I understand why they didn't respond to your ass. I wouldn't have either, because it's people like you that screwed up that alternative cover for the recent Batman comic that's coming out. Oh, no, it's not Batman. Batgirl comic that's coming out. So, because you don't understand the history behind something, it's okay to jump up and say, oh, that's rape culture, or that's demeaning women, or that's sexualizing women in a negative way. Do you ever take the time to actually research the subject that you are commenting on, or do you just make blatant, stupid, idiotic statements out in the open that a bunch of people will clamor to and say, oh yeah, that's wrong, without actually understanding what they're looking at? It's people like this that drive me up a fucking wall. I apologize again for all of the swearing, all the profanity. But you have to understand is I'm a passionate person, and when I see someone taking a medium or a concept or an idea of something that I love and trying to change it based on their own ideals when it is already an inclusive and open and diverse community. I, as a person who, I, as a black male, a minority, quote unquote, I, as a minority, I get offended. I get agitated. I get angry. I get upset. I'm a human being who sees someone trying to ruin something that is perfectly fine the way it is. Sure, the gaming industry as a whole, where the money hatting and paying for advertisements for good reviews, that can be changed. But you do not step on the fucking medium without any clue of what you're talking about and then say it needs to change. Ugh. I just these people ruin all the fun in anything. They ruin the artistic value of anything. They ruin the joy and integrity of anything. When everyone is worried about being sensitive to something, no one can do anything positive because we're so worried about not doing something negative that the positive aspects of everything get overshadowed. I'm done. I'm completely done. I will give an archive link to the article so that you can read it for yourself. I'm this is just stupid. It's sad. And as a person, I want to spread positivity in the gaming community, but it's hard to do that when there are people with these platforms, and Huffington Post is a kind of big platform for journalism. Obviously, they don't like to have their journalists do deep and actual research on characters, so they go with the face value of what they see instead of actually understanding that there's more to everything that they're talking about. I don't know. It saddens me. It disheartens me. It hurts as a person to witness this type of stupidity. It hurts so bad. I mean, I could physically feel pain in my chest from this stupidity. What's more, the company is trying to do something positive for women in gaming and showing off their more positive female characters, and you step all over that because you don't understand. Because you do not have the level of comprehension to look beyond just the pictures, just the couple of clips from a video game. You don't have the mentality to look beyond that, to actually gain an understanding of the particular characters that you are speaking about, or the particular situations that you're speaking about, or the stories that you are talking about. This is journalism in general. Nowadays, everybody wants to be the first gun to shoot, but no one wants to be able to be on the mark and have the right information. So I'm completely done. I've given my opinions on this stupidity. You can say or think whatever you want. I don't care. But to me, this is just blatant fucking ignorance, and I don't support it. So thank you for listening. I know I probably yelled in your ears, and I apologize for that. If you had headphones on, I am so sorry for that. But thank you very much for listening, and I hope that you guys go out there, play some games, be happy, and ignore this stupid shit. I mean, I could have, but it's that's it. Peace.